reached El Moretti, he thought he might actually run out.
Here are the results of stage number 9. Philippe Wamberg, despite that painful dislocated thumb, won the stage by 2 minutes and 19 seconds over the flying Finn Ari Vatanen, while Servia, Lartigue, and Masuoka round out the top 5. In the overall standings, Lartigue maintains his lead, now 44 minutes 40 seconds over Wamberg, with Masuoka, Vatanen, and Jean-Pierre Fontenay following.
Now, yesterday, if you were watching the program, we saw Ari Vatanen and his friend Sidi, a taxi driver from Surat, have a go in Sidi's old Peugeot. Now Vatanen reciprocates and shows Sidi around his $500,000 Citroen ZX Rally Raid, the top rally car in the event. Now, you have to be incredibly agile to get into one of these cars, especially when it's up on jacks as it is, or was yesterday. The Citroen rebuild the cars. You can't believe there are 7 gears in this Citroen, and it's a semi-automatic box as well. Very little clutch needed. 200 kilometers an hour flat out. That's what Vatanen explains, and City can't imagine going 200 kilometers an hour, not in his old Peugeot anyway.
Alors, mon grand frère. Ça va? Ça va. C'était intéressant pour toi? Oui, c'est intéressant pour moi.
City says it's interesting for him, although he's going to have to go back to his Peugeot, which they finally got going. It had only run out of petrol on yesterday's run through town.
As you might imagine, the technology of the race cars in Grenada Dakar is a bit of a revelation to the local motorists in Western Africa. We'll be back in just a moment.
So a lot of the competitors been having a lot of hard luck today, no exception, as the sand gets deeper and the going gets tougher. Just a few days left in the desert now before we head into what they call the green hell. But everyone seems to do it with a sense of humor. How they manage that when you're up to the axles in sand, I don't know. This is 246, one of the assistants' cars, and that's Philippe Ray and Ritsuko Noshiro. They're following up for the Works Mitsubishis, who haven't really had a lot of luck either. A lot of competitors choose to use trucks to take their spares around the desert, and the trucks also come in useful when the smaller cars get stuck. They hook up and yank them out.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites là alors?
Ben, on change de siège de position parce que Madame Noshiro, je connais pas sa taille, mais je connais son poids.
Because of the difference in size between the Frenchman and the diminutive Japanese lady, they have to change the seat every time they change, because one sits a lot further back and one sits a lot closer. They're in a T2 class Mitsubishi Pajero, virtually standard compared with those prototypes, and they've left the back door open. Now, people enter the Dakar for different reasons, and one German team or group of friends who are riding individually, but for one particular cause, the Men for Men cause, an Ethiopian charity.
Ist für Äthiopien.
And the Germans running for 10 pfennigs per kilometer. So overall, they're hoping to raise something in excess of 4,000 Deutschmarks by the end for the Men for Men course. Andrea Mayer, Norbert Schilcher and George Stolfman still in the event. There were 3 others as well, but they've already dropped out. And for most of them, it's the first time they've done the Dakar, except for Norbert Schilcher, who's done 3 of them, and he's in the top 10 overall. Andrea Meyer, one of the few women competing in the motorcycle class. She said, we've totaled up 20,138 kilometers up to Zurat, and we hope to almost double that by the time we get to Dakar amongst us.
We'll be back to wrap things up from Mauritania in just a moment.